Yeah, thank you for your question. Just for more context, I think the purple one that I was mentioning here are non-interventional covariates. The previous one? Or the first project? Mm. Oh, yes. Mm. Yes. Yes. I think in Singapore's case, the main settings that we are looking at is hospitalization, ED, and outpatient. For specialist care, we use a very explicit definition to pull them out from hospitalization. So I'm not sure if it's because that we do not have we are not able to find the exact specialist care cost, or it's just an underestimation in this case. But I believe that similar to what you mentioned in your country, specialist cost is often not covered, and it's very, very little compared to other settings.
Yes, compared to cardiology, it's low, right? And I think it's real. I think what you found is real. I think we are not getting referrals from primary care. We don't go look for them. We don't want to see them again. COPD is even worse. I'm pretty sure it'll be the same for you. How will this data help change that behavior? We want to see these patients, but we can't find them.
I think for specialist care, I think in Singapore's context, what we are hoping to do is to shift from hospitalization-based care more towards the primary care. I think specialist care, it's still something, especially for those who are maybe more severe patients, they will go for specialist care. But as much as possible, if you want to save costs and also looking at the healthcare perspective, we would hopefully try to push patients, those that are less severe, towards the primary care setting. But to answer your question, so this may still push patients away from specialist care, definitely.
But maybe spending a little bit more on specialist care will actually make the life of the primary care physicians easier. If other specialists are able to offer that in cardiac disease, in neurology, that number will be much higher. I don't know if we just push too much of the work to primary care, they'll just push back and say, no, do your work. And I don't know, I'll be really interested to see how Singapore fixes that.
Yeah. No, I wanted to comment that it is an averaging to the per patient, so which includes mild, moderate, and severe. So that's why the cost of specialist is so low. But if you separate the yeah.
It'd be nice to see that figure next to each other with cardiology and neurology and dementia.
Then only if mild and moderate patients reach your care, then only that number will go up. Because
it would be great. That's how we get biologics to earlier patients, right?
Yeah.
And I think we want to see that. I think we can predict who's going to do that. That purple bar has to be bigger.
I had one comment. It's great to quite inspiring to listen to your talk. The challenge with the trust platform in Singapore is anonymized and aggregated, and you won't be able to re-anonymize these patients. How are you tackling that? Implementing casual model for clinicians eventually? How that is taken care of? Yeah.
Thank you for your question. I think that's a very good question. So for MOH data, indeed it's de-anonymized, and also basically the data set that they release to us are de-anonymized just for research purposes. But in their own databases itself, it's definitely they can identify their patients. So what we are hoping for our AV-CDS project is hopefully we can gain enough confidence with the clinicians there and also with the government to say that our model is good enough for us to embed it safely into the EHR system, and that's where we can start doing the real-time assessment. But we won't be interfering into getting the patient's data, but I think clinicians will be the one who are able to identify the patients, but not like a research level members like what we are doing. So I think for a research perspective, we are just trying to show that we can start to look at different models to better identify high-risk individuals. But I think it will be for the clinicians to decide for the patient level care and treatment pathways subsequently. I think that's where clinicians come into the picture. Yes, thank you.
Okay.